Here's the Cavaliers starting lineup, looking pretty similar to the ones that played earlier on, although a couple of changes with Dwayne Atkinson and Colin Addison getting starts here in place of Shaniel Thomas and Gadale Irving. But the goal scorers so far for the season, Atkinson, Allen and Brian English, all in the starting roster.
And I expect them to continue as they have been so far in their 4-2-3-1 system. And I think the inclusion of Atkinson is because they expect to have to work hard to break down this Dunbeholden team, and he will bring some creativity. And here we know he has the passes that can open defenses.
Yeah, there's the number 16, Caledonia. The Dunbeholden starting lineup is pretty similar to the one that started the last outing, except that Kimoni Bailey is in for Rodave Murray. Damien Hatt, the former Arnett Gardens goalkeeper, the man there, and several players with a lot of experience here in Premier League football, including several players who represented Portmore a couple of seasons ago.
Yes, and I expect them to be very solid 4-2-3-1 as they come into this game with. And with that, I do expect that their two holding mids are going to be sitting deep and protecting the defensive line, but because they have three behind the striker,
back to Cavalier that made the early impression going forward. Webster with a strike there across the box, but Shaquille Dar gets in the way, and here's the Christian corner that Andre Dice met side-footed, just calmly sliding the ball to the left of the goalkeeper and giving Dunbeholden the lead that they would hold to the end on the near post. The left-footed effort there from Brian English, off target. Dunbeholden roughed up there as Allen climbed into the back of Bailey, and Jaden White called on to make a couple of good saves here. There were moments for Cavalier as they tried to rebound from the early goal that they conceded, but the defense for Dunbeholden very, very sturdy. Young Atkinson, the 19-year-old, roughed up this afternoon by the big man. His effort there just over the top from the free kick. Yeah, the wind caused some problems for everyone on the field today because those aerial balls just had a lot of swerve and movement on them. And in the end, Dunbeholden holding on for the victory. 8 attempts on goal, 3 of them on target. Identical figures for Cavalier, stats for Cavalier. 29 fouls in the match, 15 of them to Cavalier. 3 yellow cards to Dunbeholden, 2 to Cavalier. Cavalier forced 8 corners in the match, Dunbeholden's 4. And both goalkeepers brought up 2 saves each. Cavalier 53% ball possession, so they had more time on the ball, but it's Dunbeholden with a victory. And Dwight Jeremiah is with our man of the match.
Christian, congratulations on your performance today. You've done well to be named man of the match. It was a game that many expected Cavalier to overrun Dunbeholden, but you controlled the game expertly in the middle of the park. How difficult or how easy was it for you today? Were you surprised by the fact that that overrun never came?
Well, we didn't surprise. We worked very hard this week in training. So basically, this is our reward, the 3 points that we come here for.
I have to ask you, 3 of the corner kicks that you took went to the back post. Was that a plan in training, that's something straight off the training ground, that you definitely wanted to hit the back post?
No, we had the breeze in our favor, so I decided to just use that technique to get it.
Okay, again, congratulations and all the best in the competition.
All right, thanks.
At this time, I'll have words with Cavalier coach Rudolph. Tough loss today. The high energy, high intensity game that we have come to expect from Cavalier didn't materialize today. What's the cause of that?
Well, I can't put my finger on any one thing, but I think the early goal kind of stunned us. We're not able to play our usual standards, and then the conditions was really breezy, very difficult to control the ball, and that's kind of one of the reasons.
Another thing that was very disappointing was the bluntness of the attack. We felt it wasn't it was sort of one-dimensional, didn't get down the flanks enough, didn't create numbers up, didn't get the Dunbeholden defenders to defend with their face to goal enough. That's something that you feel you're going to have to really go and work a lot on?
Definitely. Not to make too many excuses, but we didn't have Shanil Thomas today. He was normally our point man. So it made our life a little bit different. We had to set up a little different to deal with his absence. It's just a bad day for us. We just have to work hard and come again.
Well, with youths, there needs to be a lot of patience. All the best going forward,
Thank
Coach.
you.
So, here with Coach of Dunbeholden. Coach, I don't know, for you, was it easier than expected?
No, not an easy game. Nowhere at all today. It's nothing special we did, more than just work. From Monday, we went back to training. That same Nikai Christian, he took the team and he was leading from the front. All the training sessions leading up today, he was the leader from the warm-up to the games. He yelled at them, he encouraged them, he did everything. Hence the performance today from him.
Yeah, and the good thing we saw from Dunbeholden wasn't that it was just a defensive display where you sat deep in blocks, but the transitions were quite good. The timeliness of the transitions were good as well. And as you mentioned, Christian, he really dictated the play and really held it up in time for others to join the attack. It was a pleasing all-round display from your team.
Yeah, pleasing. We know we had to come here today and soak up a lot of pressure because this team is a ball possession team. And they're youthful, they run a lot, so we expected this from them. The coach, we talked about it, and he watched them before, and we just came with that strategy, and sit back and then try to catch them on the counter.
But you had almost 11 MVPs on your team today.
Yeah,
well done.
everybody
and
worked.
all the best going forward.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, so that's Ricardo Smith, assistant coach of the Dunbeholden team, getting the result here for his team. First win of the season for Dunbeholden. 1-0 over Cavalier to follow up the 1-0 victory Portmore had over Molynes yesterday, and Harbourview's 2-0 victory over Mount Pleasant. Andre Dice getting his first Premier League goal in 8 games, in 8 years, as Dunbeholden lift themselves from the bottom of the table and now occupy the 8th spot with their 3 points guarded this afternoon. Portmore and Harbourview top of the table. Portmore with 6 points, just one ahead of Harbourview with 5 points. Waterhouse, Cavalier, Tivoli, Veer and Mount Pleasant all have 4 points. But a very, very good win here for Dunbeholden. As you heard the assistant coach Ricardo Smith say, a real team effort headed by their man of the match of the afternoon, Nicoy Christian. And Dunbeholden in Premier League football for the 3rd season, beaten former champions Cavalier by 1-0. The first game of a doubleheader. Up next, Veer against Waterhouse.